Another year down and another year of way too many game releases. Some good, some not so good. Overall, I felt that 2019 was a bit of a weaker year for gaming, especially after the wild rides that were 2017 and 2018, but that's alright, I think. It gave us all a bit of a collective breather before 2020 hits, which is sure to be full of all sorts of wacky and wild releases. So here are, in my opinion, the top 10 games of 2019. Muse Dash is the most fun I've had with a rhythm game since the days of Dance Dance Revolution. It harkened back to the good old days where I could walk into a bowling alley, my nose eating up the scent of freshly polished shoes, slap some little silver boys into a machine and disappoint my parents as I slayed an up-tempo J-pop banger with my ferocious feet of fury. Granted, Muse Dash doesn't involve your entire skeletal system doing the hoedown throwdown, but it does involve your eyes doing their best impression of a chameleon, flailing about every which way as you try to differentiate the notes you need to hit from the retina-burning background whizzing past you at near Mach speed, full of heart-thumping boop bops to button mash along to, oh so kawaii anime babes to unlock, and more bouts of rage than you ever thought possible within a rhythm game. Muse Dash is a must-play for anyone longing for that classic DDR-style experience. Number 9. The Division is just dad game. Like the ultimate dad game. We're talking about watching a game of the sports on a Sunday, sitting there in your Gerbert Jefferson jersey, rooting for the Rhode Island rhombuses, drinking a nice ice-cold but not too ice-cold Perkins Ucky Butter IPA, munching on some pasta bites from Spaghetti Barn. We're talking fixing up your 1976 Fazala Gerchunk, flipping out oscillators for gyrating crescent actuators, replacing your B16 4.1.5 liter Penny Futz engine for a Zemsky V26 6.74 liter, filling that bad boy up with an experimental blend of petroleum and pipe cleaner shavings and hope it'll sound louder. Look, it's just Destiny with a third-person camera, set in not outer space. It's fun, I enjoyed it, but it's dead now, so we're just gonna move on over to number 8, Indivisible. This game truly surprised me. The moment I saw the gameplay trailer for it, I was immediately hooked on its aesthetic and its premise. Here's a scenario that perfectly describes what I mean. Picture a nice gentleman driving in a 1986 Gordon Gallardio named JRPG, okay? And our buddy Mr. JRPG here is about to go for a night on the town, but he's tired of going out there all alone. The whole town knows him on a first-name basis. They all know his snazzy party tricks. And JRPG isn't messing around tonight. Nuh-uh, no siree Bobertson. He's ready to mix things up like an employee in the paint department at Home Depot. Right, so JRPG goes to his good pal Hack and Slash's house and tells his good friend and occasional coworker to hop on into his car. Naturally, he does, and the boyos take off to the town. Not before putting on their seatbelts, of course. That's very important. Now, remember how I said that JRPG had been to every club in town? Well, I lied, because there was a new bar that just opened up, and it completely slipped my mind when I started this story. So they decide to go to this new club by the name of 2D Platformer, which has been getting all sorts of hype due to its unique aesthetic people refer to as Skullgirls-like. I have no idea what a Skullgirls is, but apparently this place bore a striking resemblance to it. So our BFFs show up to this new place, get in, have the honor of meeting the owner, Miss 2D Platformer herself. She invites them to join her in her office, which JRPG and HNS gladly agree to, and once there, Miss Platformer disappears behind a curtain before reappearing shortly thereafter with a sacrificial blood bowl. She convinces JRPG and company to join her cult, then they mix their blood together in this bowl and summon the great behemoth Indivisible. It's a good game. Check it out sometime. Number 7, The Surge 2. It's a fantastic Souls-like clone that has just enough variety to make it stand out on its own. Now, if we're being honest here, The Surge 2 is just a mishmash boobash bash of good things from other games in the same genre. You have rough difficulty like any other Souls-like, though this one teeters a bit on the easier side. A heavier emphasis on blocking, stances, and attacks a la Nioh, and you even have a bit of platforming, just like in Crash Bandicoot. And we all know Crash Bandicoot is the ultimate Souls-like game, right, Kotaku? I don't think The Surge 2 is ever trying to do anything that would really blow people's minds, but it is a competent Souls-style game with enough variety and unique components to make for a difficult but rewarding experience. Number 6 is Forager. Oh my, how I adore this game. Just like Indivisible, Forager instantly won me over with its art style. You know, what can I say? I'm a man with a taste for a certain aesthetic. That aesthetic being whatever I'm feeling for the day. Generally. When it comes to Forager, however, no matter rain, shine, or 500-mile wide meteor impact, this game's visuals will always make me feel cozy. This is a cozy game. It's a relaxing game. Until it's not, and then it's like the most terrifying thing I've ever played. Melting together the appealing features of a clicker-style game, The Legend of Zelda, and survival games, Forager is the perfect combination of genre sludge. And I'm drowning all up in that shit, baby. Number 5. Ukulele 2. Platformers have always stood as my favorite genre of games. Maybe it was because games like Banjo-Kazooie, Dark Souls platformer, and Spyro were also magical to me as a kid. The generally uplifting, feel-good music, The variety of the worlds, characters, and enemies, the freaking satisfying as a perfectly peeled Reese's peanut butter cup sounds of collecting all the things. It's just so darn good. But those days have come and gone, and quality platformers are now much more difficult to find. To my pleasant surprise, however, we were blessed with a rather impressive platformer just this year, Ukulele 2. Oh, holy heck, toot and frick shoot, is this some good stuff. From the level design, to the music, to the NPCs, to the sounds of collecting all the things. It's all so damn nostalgic, and certainly one any fan of classic platformers should invest some time into. Number 4, Katana Zero. Freaking Hotline Miami Ninja Daddy Edition is, to me, this year's Undertale. While they certainly don't share the same gameplay or even the same art style, which I mentioned previously is super important, they do share a common theme of playing, well, the player against themselves. Sporting a thump-bumpin' soundtrack that would get any Perturbator fan moist, quick and violent slice and dice action reminiscent of Hotline Bing Bong, and an engaging story about bad boys and drugs, which are two things you should never aspire to be. The bad boys aren't cool unless you're one of them who makes TikToks with Escape the Fate playing in the background, and being a drug isn't fun. At least I can't imagine it would be. Someone's bound to do something weird with you at some point, and like, I'm all about being weird, but sometimes that's too much. Too much is too much. Okay, moving on to number 3. Control. Control made me depressed. I thought about too much introspective shit. Telekinesis, yeah. Oh, there's ray tracing. Yeah. Number 2, Outer Worlds. When the Outer Worlds was first announced, people compared it to Fallout New Vegas. When the Outer Worlds came out, people compared it to the game of Fallout known as the New Vegas kind. In all honesty, these comparisons are totally valid. This game feels like an even more absurd version of the best Fallout game. And don't you say you like Fallout 76. Don't do it. If you do, you're lying to yourself and everyone in the comments. This is a much more compact version of something like New Vegas, which I think works really well in its favor. It's a game that's meant to be replayed. It's a game that can be completed in as little as 20 hours, but it's also a game that can be replayed time and time again, sporting new experiences with each start of a new adventure. I don't want to make it sound like a randomly generated game, because it's not, but the variety of paths to take are so different that it'd be impossible to see everything on your first, second, or even third playthrough. A definite recommendation for anyone longing for a new game in the spirit of New Vegas, or just fans of Obsidian in general. And my number 1 game of 2019 is Anthem. Oh, fuck. Nah, it's Sekiro. Yeah, some of you may actually be surprised by this choice, because I know I definitely am. Initially, I wasn't going to put this game here on the top spot, but the more I thought about my experiences with Sekiro and how it genuinely changed my opinion of Souls-like games entirely, I had a change of heart. Or mind, or whatever ended up making the choice to put this game in the top spot. Sekiro is some good shit. It is just pure, unfiltered adrenaline the whole way through. No other Souls-like has managed to get the difficulty curve down pat just as much as this one did. No matter what Sekiro threw at me, and trust me, it threw a lot at me, I always found the strength to give it just one more try. I would actually sit back and reassess strategies instead of just throwing myself at a wall time and time again. Sure, I had frustrating moments, and moments where I wanted to flip my desk entirely, but the rush of satisfaction after overcoming an obstacle always overruled the bitter sweat stench of defeat. The boss fights were some of the best I've ever seen in a game. Period. The world was like a box of IKEA furniture. I didn't understand it at all initially, but the more I figured out how to navigate the stupid instructions, and the more the furniture came together, the more I enjoyed taking in every aspect of it. And the dang music from this game had me feeling some type of way. Let me put that on the record here and now. It also has the single most difficult boss fight I have ever encountered in my life. Like, that last boss still haunts me to this day. Seriously, that battle will put some callus on your hands without question, I tell you what, and that just makes the game all the more better. If you're a masochist or just enjoy games with actual difficulty, do yourself a tremendous favor and give Sekiro a try. And there you have it, my list of top 10 games of 2019. Overall, I still think it was a bit of a weaker year for gaming as a whole, but it wasn't without its bright moments. What was your game of 2019? And what are you looking forward to most in 2020? Let's talk down in the comments below, and thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, maybe consider hitting that subscribe button, that like thingy, and that notification beep boop so you don't miss out on future content. Happy birthday, Derek, and I'll see you in the next one.